Pros, save more on the materials you need to get the job done inside and out at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hello everyone and welcome back to The Way podcast, where we learn in English poco a poco or podcast by podcast. Today's episode is a B2 listening comprehension activity. So what is going to happen is I am going to give you a story, a monologue about any sort of situation. Let's see how much you understand. There are some questions at the end for you to check. This is a good activity to practice for example, the Cambridge or the Language Cert exam, because there is a similar activity in the reading and a similar activity in the listening exam. Okay, are you ready? Let's get into it.
Bienvenido al podcast de The Way. Si quieres aprender inglés y hablar con confianza, estás en el sitio correcto. Hemos ayudado a miles de personas como tú a mejorar su inglés y alcanzar sus objetivos. Visita nuestra web theway.es para conocer más sobre nuestros cursos online desde A2 hasta C1 y descubre cómo podemos ayudarte a avanzar en tu aprendizaje. Además, si necesitas una certificación oficial, también ofrecemos la opción de realizar el examen Language Pair cómodamente desde casa.
Let's listen to the instructions first. You are going to hear someone talking about a meeting that they had at work. Listen carefully to understand not just what happened, but how the speaker really feels about it. Are you ready? So, we had this meeting yesterday afternoon, and I've been thinking about it quite a lot since then, mainly because I'm not entirely sure it was as useful as it could have been. I mean, if you look at it from the outside, everything was there. We had a clear agenda, everyone showed up on time, and we went through all the main points we needed to cover. So I guess in that sense, I suppose you could say it was productive. But at the same time, I didn't really feel productive, if that makes sense. I think part of the issue is that we spent a lot of time talking, but not necessarily moving forward. There were a few moments where the conversation just seemed to go on in circles, especially when we were discussing the new project timeline. Oh my God, and then there's Tom. You know, he's a nice guy, don't get me wrong, and he clearly cares about the project, but he does have a tendency to talk over others in discussions. Yesterday was no different. Every time someone tried to bring up a different perspective, he would jump in again with a different point. So, although technically everyone had the chance to speak, in reality, not everyone really contributed as much as they could have. And another thing that stood out to me was how everybody handled the decision making. Towards the end of the meeting, we were supposed to agree on the next step, but things were a little bit vague. People started using phrases like, maybe we can think about this a bit more, or let's come back to this next week. And I kind of noticed that when that happens, it usually means that no one is really confident about the direction that we're supposed to be taking. I also got the impression that some people didn't want to disagree openly. There were a few moments where you could tell someone wasn't really fully convinced, but instead of saying it directly, they kind of just stayed quiet or agreed in a very non-committal way. Do you know what I mean? By the end of it, we had technically finished the meeting, but I left feeling like we hadn't really achieved much. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was a waste of time, because we did share ideas and clarify a few things, but I do think it could have been more focused. Maybe we need stronger leadership in the meeting or someone to help make clearer decisions. Anyway, we've got another meeting scheduled for next week, so I guess we'll see if things improve. Although, if I'm honest, I'm not expecting it to be very different. Okay, so that's the monologue. We can hear that it is a person maybe complaining or confiding in a friend or a workmate about the doubts, las dudas that they have about the work meeting and in general. Maybe complaining, está quejando un poco de Tom, right? Let's look at the questions and see how much you understand. If you want to download this material, there are questions with A, B, C answers, a multiple choice that you can look at to help you understand. You can just go on to www.theway.s and then you will find it in our free material. Okay, you ready? Question number 1 is, what is the speaker's overall opinion about the meeting? Overall meaning like in general. What is the speaker's overall opinion about the meeting? Number 2, what does the speaker suggest about the agenda? Was the agenda meaning how the schedule followed? What does the speaker suggest about the agenda? Number 3, what is implied about Tom? Implied meaning I didn't say it, but I was trying to explain. Okay, what was implied about Tom? Number 4, what does the speaker mean when they say that the discussions went in circles? What does the speaker mean when they say that the discussion went in circles? Question number 5. What does, let's come back to this next week, suggest? What does the expression, let's come back to this next week, suggest? What does that sentence suggest? What does it mean? Number 6. What does the speaker imply about some team members? What does the speaker imply? They don't say it outright, but there was un poco matices in what the speaker was trying to say. So what does the speaker imply about some of the other team members? Question number 7. Why does the speaker say, I wouldn't go as far as to say it was a waste of time? Why does the speaker say, I wouldn't go as far as to say it was a waste of time? What is the meaning of this? What are they trying to convey? And number 8, what is the speaker's attitude about the next meeting? What is the speaker's attitude about the next meeting? So there are your questions. There are 8 questions in total. So there are 2 ways that you can look at it. Number 1, you can listen to the audio again and try to find the answers in the questions by listening. Or if you want to do it more as a reading and listening activity together, you can download the material from our website. There is one thing I do want to bring attention to, and that was the expression, don't get me wrong. When native people, or let's say English speakers, use the expression, don't get me wrong, it means that they want to clarify something, that they want to make sure that the person listening doesn't get the incorrect idea. So when we want to clarify, we use it a lot. Don't get me wrong, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Right, everyone, that is the listening for today's, for this week, for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, let me know and I can do more listening comprehension activities like this. Okay. Otherwise, everyone, I'll chat to you soon.
Si disfrutaste de este episodio y quieres llevar tu inglés al siguiente nivel, te invitamos a descubrir nuestros cursos online en theway.es, diseñados para mejorar tu fluidez y confianza en situaciones reales. Hemos ayudado a miles de personas como tú a transformar su aprendizaje. Visita ahora theway.es y realiza nuestro test de nivel interactivo de manera gratuita. Además, si necesitas una certificación oficial, también ofrecemos la opción de realizar el examen de Mid-Third cómodamente desde casa.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.